Show. It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summy.
On High Impact Radio, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Successful Summy.
Okay, beautiful morning to you wherever you are listening to us from. This is High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station, and that's where we do it every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. The Money Magnet Show. We talk about how to make money, manage it, multiply it, and maximize it. This morning, we're going to be looking at 5 best investments that you should focus on for the remaining half of the year. So you know that the month of June is around the corner, and we are going to be looking forward to the remaining part of the year. So if you are looking at investment that can bring you money, what should that investment be? And that's what we're going to be talking about. So I'll talk about 4 types of investment that it's good for you to look at if you are going to make nothing less than 5 million for the remaining part of the year. Stick around, don't go away. Okay, welcome back to the Money Magnet Show. So this morning we are looking at 4 investments rather that can help you to maximize your money for the remaining part of the year. So the other day I said that investment is when you send your money on an errand. Business is when you send your money on an errand and then you also go with the money, and that's what it means. I haven't said that. I need to quickly say that there are times people used to mix up the two and they feel that they used to call their business investment. No, the two are different. Investment are where you send your money and you expect the money to go and bring more money for you. The first one on my list this morning is yourself, okay? The best investment you can ever do is to invest in yourself, okay? And any time you are doing that, what you will gain is more than money, okay? It is something that will last you a lifetime, because when you invest in yourself, you stand the opportunity of recouping the investment again and again and again. So the question is, how do you invest in yourself? You invest in yourself by reading books. You invest in yourself by attending seminars. So you buy books. Yeah, that's the word. You buy books. So anytime you are, you are getting the books, it's an investment. You attend seminars. The seminars you attend is not going to leave you the same way you've been attending it. You attend seminars until you learn new skills. You attend seminars. Then you attend conferences. You pay for courses. You buy online courses. You watch online videos. So you are putting down your money and you're also putting down your time. Investment in yourself will yield you multiple returns beyond your explanation. So number one place to think of investing is yourself. Okay, so let's take a look at this. There is this saying that is fool will soon part with his money. And when a man with money meets a man with knowledge or experience, the man with money will lose his money to the man with the experience or knowledge. And the man with the money will go home with an experience or with the knowledge. So you see that any money in the hand of someone that is not financially intelligent is just staying there temporarily. Is going to go into the hand or the bank account or the purse of the man that has financial intelligence. Because money does not make you rich. Financial intelligence makes you rich. If someone has financial intelligence and has zero capital, and someone has a lot of capital and has zero financial knowledge, my brother, it's a matter of time. The money is going to exchange hands. And that's why you discover that some people that made a lot of money through lottery, they lost it all. So a documentary was done. There was a particular man. There's this lady called Oprah Winfrey in the United States. So she runs a show, and she hired some cameramen, and put $10,000 in a refuse dump where that supposedly madman used to stay. And when they put it there, they put a camera around that place, and the camera captures. I'm not going to use the word mad. I'm going to use the word. It lives on the street. Let me put it that way. So the man found the money. The camera captured him, and so they stationed the camera to capture him for the next 6 months. And the camera shows every single place he went to, how he got the money and spent the money, and he went back to the refuse dump in 6 months. This is not really strange. If you go online as we speak and you Google people that won the biggest amount in lottery, you can just Google it. If you Google it as we speak, you will see people that were working in McDonald's. Particularly, there's a guy that works in McDonald's, is the highest winner of any lottery money anywhere in the world. In 6 months, he was back in McDonald's after winning that big lottery. You will see the story online as I speak to you. Just type the biggest winner in lottery that lost everything. You're going to see the story. So, and we have many other stories like that. And why that happened is because money does not make you rich. Financial intelligence does. If you don't know how to make money, you don't know how to manage money, you don't know how to multiply money, you don't know how to maximize money, the person cannot maintain any money that flows into his life or into his hand or into his bank account. So it is a trite law that if you are going to be wealthy, you must be financially intelligent. So the first place you want to invest in the remaining part of 2025 is to invest in yourself. Very important. So anytime you are learning more about the capital market, you are learning more about real estate, you are learning more about business, you are learning more about budgeting, you are learning more about spending low, you are learning more about managing partnership, you are learning more on marketing, you are learning more on how to close a deal, then you are helping your financial intelligence to improve. And that's what ultimately makes you. Now, let me give you a local story because I've given you two foreign stories. There's a lady, she finished from she finished from Ire Polytechnic. Yeah, is it Ire Polytechnic? Oh, yeah, I think it's Ire Polytechnic. So she finished from a polytechnic, and she did accounting. She had distinction, so that's more or less like first class. She had distinction, and she wrote a ICANN. She passed the ICANN. She wrote some other professional exam along that line. She passed everything, and she got a job in a very lovely company that I don't want to mention the name. It's a big name. If I mention it, everyone would know the company. And then she got a job there. And then she had a boss. As at the time she got that job, they gathered them in the first day of their orientation, and they told them, this company is not designed to make you wealthy. We are just here to pay you what we feel is okay for you to be paid. It is your job to make yourself wealthy. Meanwhile, that company, they pay very well. So they pay their senior accountants, auditors as much as 500,000. And this lady entered into, at the entry level, they pay her like 87,000. And do you know the funny thing? The people that collect, one of the people that collect as much as 500,000 every month will still come and borrow from this lady that is collecting like 87,000 every month. Can you imagine? And that happens every now and then. So I just want to buttress the point that no matter how much you make, if you don't know how to manage it, then that's going to be a lot of issues. But managing it comes with learning, developing yourself in financial skills. So buy books today, watch videos today, attend seminar. Nigerians generally has this attitude towards seminar. Whenever you talk about seminar where they can learn about business, where they can learn about digital stuff, because I've run seminar for more than 20 years, and I know the attitude of Nigerians towards many people in Nigeria don't like to pay for seminar. They like free seminar. But my experience with free seminar is that most of the people, 99% of people that attend free seminar, they will never use what you teach them at the free seminar. Why? Because they got it for free. So they don't see any need for them to make use of it. But I discovered that whenever people pay for seminar, they strive to use the content of what was taught or the information that was passed across to them. They want to make use of it. And, you know, at the time I was in the US, and there's this guy called Ramsey, Dave Ramsey. Now, Dave Ramsey runs financial seminars, and the minimum he charges is $2,000. The minimum he charges, and the hall will be packed full. And when I say the hall will be packed full, you know, you have a seminar where about 10,000 people are attending. And the guy has been running the event like that for many years. You can Google it and check Dave Ramsey. So, I mean, that's the minimum, 2,000. There are VIP tables costing up to 10,000. Now, if you look at America as it were, it has the largest number of wealthy people in the world. Being wealthy is not about resources. You need to understand it. When it comes to resources, there are many countries that has more resources than America. So it's not the resource that you have. It's not the money that you have. It is not the money that you also don't have. It's not also the resources that you don't also have. It is what you do with what you have that makes you to become what you are going to become. So the first place to be able to maximize everything you need and maximize also what you don't have is looking inward. Most of the things you are going to make in terms of money comes from looking inward. And looking inward requires that you have developed your inward. Someone said you cannot go far on the inside and not go far on the outside. if you are poor on the inside, you will be poor on the outside. You cannot be poor on the inside and be rich on the outside. The lack of money is not the lack of money on the outside. It is the lack of money on the inside that affects the lack of money on the outside, and therefore affects the lack of money in the bank account. So, all being said, you need to develop yourself financially. Schools will not do it for you. Even if you pick a course like accounting and business administration, it's not going to do it for you. You've got to develop yourself. So it's important for you to understand that whatever you have can take you to the next level that you want to be by developing yourself. So plan that which list of seminar will I attend for the remaining part of this year? Which book am I going to read? You see, I know that some people don't like reading, right? People don't like reading, right? But there are apps that can help you read now. There's an app called Speechify. When you go to Google and type go to Google Play Store and type Speechify and give Speechify any book, Speechify will read the book to you. Just give Speechify the document. It will read the book to you. And there are many other apps like that that can read the book to you. So when you get the book read to you, it's still going to achieve the same result, So if you don't like reading, you can do that. You can look for videos that is going to help you, learn some financial skills. There are some videos that summarizes audiobooks of financial audiobooks. So all of these will help you to develop yourself. And that's going to be my first point of call for making money in the remaining part of 2025. One of the best investments you can do for yourself is to invest in yourself. Number 2 is to invest in real estate. Okay, so you invest in real estate. When you invest in real estate, you don't necessarily have to buy land in the city, buy property in the city. You buy the bush. In fact, I used to say that America knows this. That's why they made one of their former presidents to be George Bush, because there is money in the bush. And anytime you think about the bush, then you are thinking about money. That's the way to think. I was on site some years back. I took some people that they've worked in the office all their life to a particular site in, I think, Shimawa. That time, the redemption camp, there's a redemption camp auditorium in Shimawa as we speak. So that time, that auditorium wasn't there then. So we went there. I want to show them some properties in that place, the estate and all. And when we got there, these people that have been in office all their life looked at it and said, is this where I'm going to bring my family? And I was just laughing because they don't have what we call the real estate highs. And my response to one of them was, listen, where you put your bed today and you are calling your bedroom, an Iroko tree was there several years ago, and somebody went to that place, uprooted the Iroko tree, cleared the land, decided to build house against all odds, and rent it out to you, and you are calling it my bedroom. See, if you don't make the decision that person made several years, you are likely to remain a tenant for life. And it was then that the reality began to dawn on them. And that's why you discover that people will be putting on tie, walking all over the place, a single plot of land they don't have. So you have to understand that real estate is the type of investment that surpasses the inflation rate. Inflation rate on food generally is around 21-23% now. It's a 2-digit inflation, meaning that if you are going to overcome that inflation, if the inflation is not going to affect your money, then you need to think real estate. And now the question is, how do you think it's going to be in the next 5 years? Do you think rent will remain the same? Oh, rent may not remain the same in the next 5 years. And I must let you understand that you need to begin to think real estate. Go and buy the bush. Go and buy the bush. Now, wherever you are standing this morning, think about 30 minutes drive, 45 minutes drive, 1 hour's drive, 2 hours drive from that spot to the east, to the west, to the north, to the south, wherever you are standing today, wherever you are sitting. And I can tell you authoritatively, go and buy the bush in the 1 hour direction away. Go and buy the bush in the 2 hours direction away, because it's going to become a city. And when it becomes a city, it's too late to buy. This is the best time to buy. It made me remember there was this particular plot of land we got some times back, and the plot is selling for 150,000, and it's just along this axis. They used to call it a Greek, and as we speak right now, a plot is 11 million naira from 2008 till 2025. That is one of the best investments you can do now. Invest in real estate. Buy the bush. Buy the bush. Somebody said you need to be landed a dirty slab if you don't have a land and you live in a house driving a Land Rover. They're supposed to land you a dirty slab. I don't know how true that is, but you need to think about it, because prices of property are not going to wait for you. They are going to keep increasing. And let me quickly say this about buying land. You may have 1 or 2 challenges. Having challenges about land is not a new thing. Even when the children of Israel were going to the land of Canaan, they met the Omonile, there was a fight. So Omonile has been since Bible days. So you talking about Omonile issue is not, the Omonile issue is there when your landlord bought the place he's using. So that is not really an excuse. You have to brace up and see what you can do. And moreover, you don't buy in one place, you buy in several places. And the beauty of that is that if Omonile come from this angle, you can escape them on the other angle. And one of it can turn out amazing. Several years ago, Mushin was a hot spot. If you have a property in Mushin, you are fantastic. Nobody wants to get to Ikeja. Nobody wants to go to Ikeja because most of that axis was, swampy area. And then after a while, if you get a property on in some part of Ikeja now that is swampy, particularly that axis around Ale, nobody want to go there. So now, if you get one property in that axis, it can buy 6 houses in Mushin. That's the beauty of buying from several places. You can't go wrong buying, properties, most especially if you do a proper due diligence. And for the sake of breaking things down, I want you to look at the direction of Ekpe, look at the direction of Ikorodu, look at the direction of Mowe Ofada, look at the direction of Abeokuta, look at the direction of Ibadan. And if you check those 4 corners of Lagos, although I've added some, if you check the 4 corners of Lagos where the Lagos state government is doing development, those are areas you can focus on and get something beautiful for yourself. So the second place to do an investment in the remaining half of 2025 will be to buy a plot of land. Okay, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on the issue of land. Getting a plot of land somewhere, it's very good. In fact, I used to advise couples that just get married that part of what you should plan before you get married is how are we going to get out of rented apartment. Because the moment you get married, the next thing you'll be looking forward to, or people will be looking forward to for you, is to have a child. When you have a child, your expenses is not only growing horizontally, your expenses is also now growing vertically. So before, you only have horizontal expenses, but now you have both horizontal and vertical. And by the time the child start growing, the expenses don't stop. And it's good for you to quickly tackle the issue of where you guys are going to stay, or where you're going to have your property, and before more expenses begin to come up. So the second place to focus on when it comes to investment is to invest in buying a land. Okay, and there are several companies that can afford you the opportunity of paying instrumentally. Number 3 is to invest in a business system. Now, what's a business system? I didn't say invest in a business. I said invest in a business system. A business system is a system that you can carry from point A to point B, and it will make you money. So let me break it down this way. So you run a restaurant. The restaurant you run, you have some customers. They like the taste of your food. The next thing you now want to do is that you are going to write out the recipe and the process of preparing the food. And when I say that, let me go a little further into that. So let's say you prepare jollof rice. So, and each time you want to cook the jollof rice, you put water and you allow the water to boil for 5 minutes. So you write it down, water boils for 5 minutes. And then you put the rice after 10 minutes. You write it down, put rice after 10 minutes. Then you put 3 spoons of salt. You write it down, 3 spoons of salt. And you write down all the process. What that does for you is that you can employ anybody to follow that script and they will get the same result. What you have just done there is develop a business system. So you can carry the written down arrangement. So let's say you have just done one in Lupeju, you can carry another one to Ikeja, carry another one to Banana Island, carry another one to VI, carry another one. The same thing is being replicated everywhere. And that's what you see in the eateries. The MD, the owners of the eateries doesn't have to be around. But the taste of the rice is almost the same everywhere you go. So that's what gives back to that. It's a business system. You can look for a small business and build a system. When you build the system, it helps you to be able to make money consistently. That's what a business system does for you. And there are many areas you can look at business system. I've spoken to you about car wash business. You can look at a saloon. Saloon is also good, but barbing saloon is better. Barbing saloon is better. You might now had it with maybe this normal saloon for ladies. You can combine the two, build a system, and many other businesses that you can start like that, okay? And then take it, build a system around it, replicate it in different places. I'm going to go on a short break. When I'm back, I have a question, and I will attend to the question, give you one more, and then we'll be good to go. If you want to send in your question, the number to call is, you can send me a WhatsApp message on 090-7224-5018. That's where to send your WhatsApp number to. WhatsApp question to. If you want to send a WhatsApp question, 090-7224-5018. Now, if you want to give me a call, you can give me a call on 070-44-2509. Okay, so give me a call on that number, and then 07044252109. I'll go on a short break. When we are back, we'll continue the show. Stick around and go away.
About the multiverse.
This season, we're diving into the multiverse of May.
Because our awesomeness gonna be contained in one space.
So, whatever alternate universe, reality, or dimension that exists, you can bet your last dime we are gonna be there, doing what we know how to do best, taking premium quality radio and serving it up to you. We know that you're at different stages in your life right now, facing different realities in life's journey. But we want you to know that we're with you each and every step of the way as you achieve your goals. So,
Can you be strong? Disciplined. No matter how many times you get hit, can you get back up?
High Impact 1021 FM charges you to take courage as you embrace May magic. Stay with us, and we won't let you down.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. With successful summit at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show. It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summit.
On High Impact Radio, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Successful Summit.
Okay, welcome back, the Money Magnet Show. So, I have a question here, and this guy is asking me, good morning. There's a printing press in my private university, and I want to sell frame to students. Will student buy? Okay. So, in the past, I've spoken about selling a frame as a business. A frame can make you a lot of money if you are selling to the right people. Selling frame to students, frame is not the priority of students at the moment, but you can try. But the people that will buy frame are people that are executives and they have eating bellefou, so they want to frame up their room, and some lovers of artwork, So the best places to sell frame is actually to those class of people. That's why these guys selling frame in traffic, they usually make sales, because most of them selling frame on the island, particularly on the way to VI, they make a lot of money. Another place to sell frame like that is to sell online. You can sell on Gigi, Jumia, and all of those platforms. So you sell frame on those platforms too. So, and I've spoken about how you can make frames for as low as 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, and sell them for 50,000, 100,000, 105,000. So you can just check out my previous video on that, but that's the way it works. Having said that, the last type of investment I want to talk about that is best for you to invest in for the remaining part of the year is to invest in money market and mutual funds and stock market. So I'm going to group it together like that. So money markets basically talks about treasury bills, bonds, and by the way, there's a particular bond out now. They call it Suku bond, and Suku bond is going to give you 19% or thereabout, and it's for 7 years. What that means is that if you put in 1 million there, the government is going to be giving you 180 to 190,000 every year on your 1 million, and you can divide it into two. They will divide it into two rather. They will take, they will pay you half for the half part of the year. Half of 190 or 180 is about 90K, and then it will pay you the remaining 90K. So it's called Suku bond. You can reach out to stockbroking firm or to banks and ask them for the form of the fund. It will be closing. I think it should be closing next week or so. So it's a bond and it's going to help you make some money. So Suku bond, check it out. And the investment is safe, is guaranteed as long as Nigeria is existing. Your money is safe because the bond is sponsored by Nigerian government, and they are raising money for the from the public to do some certain project, and you can just be part of that, and then they will reward you for giving them your money for the next 7 years. You cannot collect the 1 million. You can only be collecting the 180 or 190,000 every year. For 7 years, 180,000 for 7 years will be around. That will be more than 700K. Okay, that will be more than your 1 million plus. But that's just what the bond is all about. You could also buy treasury bills, and then you could also buy mutual fund. Mutual fund is when you put your money together with other people's money, and a professional manages it for you, and you share the returns, with others and the professional. And of course, the stock market is when you buy stock. It has a number of volatility. So I used to advise people to buy for, to look at long-term investment in the stock market. But basically, those 4 areas are areas that you should look at this remaining half of the year to send your money to. Send your money into investing in yourself, into investing in property, buy land, invest your money in business system, and then invest your money in, the stock market, the money market, bonds, mutual funds, and the likes. I keep having the same question, and I've answered the question. So the guy is saying, good morning, sir. Number 1, there's a printing press in my private university, and I want to sell frame to students. Will they buy? I've answered the question. I don't know whether, I want to be sure that you heard my answer before I continue again. So if you want to call me right now in the studio, the number to call is 070-4425-2109, 070-4425-2109. And you can send me a WhatsApp message on 09072245018. Okay, 09072245018. So you can reach out to me on that number, and then you can send me a WhatsApp rather on that number, and then I'll respond to your question. But if you want to call right now in the studio, they are not my personal line. I need to say that some people used to feel it's my personal line. So you can call on 070-4425-2109. Yeah, beautiful. So let me go on a short break. When I am back, I'll come and tidy up the show. Stick around, don't go away.
Manage, multiply, and maximize your money. With Successful Summit at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show. It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summit.
On High Impact Radio, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Successful Summit.
Okay, welcome back, the Money Magnet Show. So today we've spoken about a couple of investments, and if you are looking at investing in yourself and you don't have any money, so the first point of call is for you to go to YouTube, get a 200 naira data, go to YouTube and learn some things online. Okay, go to YouTube, watch some videos, invest in yourself, invest the 200 naira in yourself, use it to buy that, watch videos that will help you. Number two, if you think of buying land, you can check out real estate companies that can collect money in installment, and when you buy land, it will be safe, and then buy directly from them. We do have some land in Ikorodu for people that are interested. If you are interested, we have the land to sell to you in Ikorodu, in Mowe Ofada, and in Ijede, and a couple of other places like that, or in Lekki and all that. Number three, if you are thinking of starting a business system, one of the things you can do is to immediately think about the business that you have on mind, and then you can just flesh out the business structure, and that's going to go a long way to help you. Or you look for an existing business that you like to do, look for someone that can get you the structure, and then you see how you can invest in the system of that business. And the last one is invest in treasury bills, mutual funds, stocks and shares. So as we speak, you can go to a bank today and ask for Sukuk bond investment and invest. You can invest as low as 100 naira in Sukuk bond, as low as 100 naira. You can invest as low as 1,000. You can invest as low as 10,000. So you can invest in Sukuk bond as we speak, and you can also buy mutual funds. You can, depending on the one you want. So all you just need to do is walk into a bank or walk into a stockbroking firm, and they are going to guide you on how to invest in the Sukuk bond, where you can make between 18% and 19% every single year, and your capital is safe. Okay, your capital is safe. However, you will not be able to access your capital until after 7 years. Okay, so that's all we have on today's show, and the show runs on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Till I come your way next time, Successful Summit is my name, and I'm saying remain financially intelligent.